Welcome back, brave explorers of space and time. Today, we're leaving the distant stars behind for a moment to explore an alternate timeline right here on Earth. Imagine a world where one of the most influential figures in modern physics, Albert Einstein, never left Europe and never made his pivotal contributions to the United States during World War II. What if Einstein had never signed that famous letter warning President Franklin D. Roosevelt about the potential for atomic bombs? What if his scientific genius hadn't shaped the course of nuclear research in America? Could World War II have ended differently? How would science and global politics have shifted? Get ready to dive into a world without Einstein's intervention in the USA, and we'll explore how the history of science, war, and politics might have unfolded along a very different path. Einstein's role in U.S. science in World War II. Albert Einstein was already a famous scientist when he fled Nazi Germany in 1933 and settled in the United States. His groundbreaking work in theoretical physics, including his theory of relativity, revolutionized our understanding of time, space, and energy. But Einstein's influence extended beyond the academic world. In 1939, with the help of physicist Leo Szilard, Einstein co-authored a letter to President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The letter warned that Germany might be working on an atomic bomb and urged the U.S. to start its own nuclear research program. This letter led to the creation of the Manhattan Project, which eventually produced the atomic bombs that ended World War II. While Einstein didn't directly work on the Manhattan Project, his scientific reputation and his letter played a critical role in pushing the U.S. government to prioritize nuclear research. Without this letter, the U.S. might have started its nuclear weapons program much later, or not at all. What if Einstein never fled Europe? Imagine that Einstein had never left Europe. Maybe he decided to stay in Germany despite the Nazi rise to power, or perhaps he relocated to another European country that wasn't the United States. In this scenario, Einstein's influence on U.S. nuclear research might never have happened. Without Einstein's warning to Roosevelt, the Manhattan Project might have been delayed. The U.S. might not have developed the atomic bomb in time to use it during World War II, which could have dramatically altered the outcome of the war. Example: let's say the U.S. didn't develop the bomb before the war ended. In this alternate timeline, it's possible that the war with Japan could have dragged on for much longer. The invasion of Japan, which was being planned at the time, could have cost millions of lives on both sides, significantly changing the post-war landscape. Without the atomic bomb, the balance of power between the US and the Soviet Union might also have shifted. The Soviets, who were developing their own nuclear program, could have emerged as the dominant superpower after World War II. This alternate timeline might have resulted in a world where the Cold War dynamics were reversed, with the US playing catch-up to Soviet nuclear superiority. The impact on scientific progress. Einstein's contributions to science, particularly in the field of physics, were already monumental before his involvement in U.S. nuclear research. His theory of general relativity and EXMC2, the famous equation that links mass and energy, were critical to advancing scientific understanding in both theoretical and applied physics. Without Einstein's presence in the U.S., the trajectory of American scientific research would have been profoundly different. Many scientists who were inspired by Einstein's work might not have pursued their careers in the same way, and the U.S. might have lost its leading position in physics during the mid-20th century. In fact, Einstein's presence in the United States helped draw many other brilliant scientists fleeing Europe, creating a scientific brain drain from Europe to America. If Einstein had stayed in Europe, it's possible that other scientists, such as Enrico Fermi or Edward Teller, might have stayed in Europe as well, leading to a different distribution of scientific talent across the globe. A slower nuclear age? If the U.S. had been slower to develop nuclear weapons, the consequences for the 20th century could have been staggering. The atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki not only ended World War II, but also marked the beginning of the nuclear age. The arms race between the U.S. and the Soviet Union defined much of the Cold War era, with both superpowers rushing to develop more powerful weapons. In this alternate history, without Einstein's influence on the Manhattan Project, the nuclear arms race might have been delayed. Perhaps the Soviet Union would have been the first to successfully test a nuclear weapon, shifting the power dynamics of the Cold War. Joke: in a world without Einstein, maybe we'd all still be writing letters to warn about atomic bombs, only we'd send them by pigeon. The US might have focused on different types of military technology, or perhaps diplomacy would have played a larger role in resolving conflicts. The Cold War itself might have unfolded with less emphasis on nuclear deterrence, leading to a different kind of geopolitical struggle between East and West. The ethical legacy of the atomic bomb. Einstein was a well-known pacifist, and he had deep moral reservations about nuclear weapons. While he helped alert the US government to the dangers of a German atomic bomb, he later expressed regret that his name was associated with the development of such destructive power. Without Einstein's influence, would the ethical debates about nuclear weapons have been different? Einstein's views on the responsibility of scientists in wartime were influential in shaping public opinion. His later advocacy for disarmament and peace was a critical voice in the post-war world, encouraging scientists to think carefully about the moral implications of their work. Without his voice, the nuclear arms race might have been even more unchecked, with fewer scientists speaking out about the dangers of nuclear proliferation. Did you know that Albert Einstein received US citizenship in 1940 after fleeing Nazi Germany? He became a passionate advocate for democracy and civil rights, using his platform to speak out against racism and militarism in the US and around the world. Now it's time for you to join the conversation. What do you think would have happened if Albert Einstein had never come to the United States? Would the US have developed the atomic bomb in time to end World War II? How would the balance of power in the Cold War have shifted? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and be sure to vote in our poll. What do you think would have been the biggest consequence if Einstein hadn't come to the US? As we close out this alternate history journey, get ready for our next mind-blowing topic. What if we could travel faster than light? We'll explore the physics, the science fiction, and the potential realities of breaking the ultimate speed limit of the universe. Can we ever reach the stars faster than light? Find out next time, exploring what the world might have been like without Albert Einstein's involvement in US scientific and military efforts reveals how one person can shape history in unexpected ways. From the atomic bomb to the scientific revolutions of the 20th century, Einstein's influence is undeniable. But imagining a world where he didn't help the US gives us a glimpse of how delicate the threads of history truly are. If you're enjoying these cosmic what-if scenarios, remember to subscribe to Crazy Frank's Crazy Video Productions for more thought-provoking explorations of space, science, and alternate history. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to be notified of our next cosmic adventure. Answers to riddles. Riddle 1. Answer: history. It can change depending on who shapes it. Riddle 2. Answer: time travel. Because in alternate histories, we're always trying to imagine the what-ifs.
And thanks for watching.